Welcome to Here's to Your Health with Joshua Lane. Here's to Your Health discusses the current thinking in wellness, bringing you the most influential thinkers in beauty, fitness, and longevity. Your host, Joshua Lane, was part of the Dr. Ann Wigmore team that helped bring wheatgrass sprouts and raw foods to a worldwide audience. And now the host of Here's to Your Health, Joshua Lane.
Welcome to this edition of Here's to Your Health. I'm your host, Josh Lane. And the topic today is Health Unlimited. One answer to cancer is health, and why the aloe research states that cancer rates are on the rise for all age groups in 2025. And plus, Aloe Gold by Aloe Life is highlighted today with a quick refresher on why the number one herbal superfood aloe is a great choice for prevention. And our guest is Karen Masterson-Cook. Karen Masterson-Cook is a regular contributor to Here's to Your Health, and Karen is a clinical nutritionist and a health educator with more than 40 years of experience. And Karen will share why improved nutrition is urgently required in today's world. All top diseases have increased since the obesity epidemic of 2021, including autoimmune illnesses, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, along with a rise in cancer. Now, Karen Masterson-Cook has worked for many years at clinics, including the Livingston Wheeler Medical Clinic, specializing in immunology and allergies, with the world-renowned immunologist Dr. Virginia Livingston, who's an MD. And Dr. Livingston used high vitamin C and an array of supplements that resulted in wonderful results. And Karen, as a young woman, seeing disease-ridden bodies resolve and patients live many years past their prognosis, they were healthy. And this motivated Karen to continue her health research that led Karen Masterson-Cook to aloe vera. Karen is the author of Beyond Gluten Intolerance, and Karen Masterson-Cook is the founder of Aloe Life International Incorporated, in business since 1991. That's important. 35 years this year, producing the best, that is the premier aloe vera. And Aloe Life has an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Aloe Life products get results. They actually help, I'm in show business, they even help your vocal cords. And Karen calls Aloe Gold a shortcut back to healthier. And I want to mention on a personal level, I enjoy taking the Aloe Gold 4X concentrate juice, and I use 1 ounce daily. It works for me very nicely. And also the skin gel by Aloe Life, I've been using for a very long time, and that helped my teenage acne scars improve remarkably, even though they were very old scars. And we can visit the Aloe Life website at www.aloelife.com. Or you can give Aloe Life a call, speak to Karen or her staff at 1-800-414-ALOE. That's 1-800-414-ALOE. And they also have, by the way, this time, great show discounts. Our guest, Karen Masterson-Cook, and Karen has worked with both cancer patients and IV patients with good results. Karen, welcome to the show.
Well, hello, Joshua and friends. Thanks for having me today to share health and wellness and the latest on cancer prevention, mainly because of the steady rise over the last 30 years. And in 2025, with a real spike in cancer in the U.S. in all ages, it's partly due to the increase in pollution and toxicity, as the American Cancer Society states, that cause cancer in our air, food, and water. And for instance, new cars contain over 17 carcinogens from the plastics alone, requiring more antioxidants like vitamin E and quality aloe too. And in fact, the higher cancer diagnosis is hitting the elderly and women in their 50s and younger, with 17 different cancers showing up in the Gen Z 30-year-old group. Really sad, with the highest being colorectal cancer. Very aggressive, Josh, and I think it's due to the constipation, affecting over 50% of the population today, friends, and eating poorly, not digesting well either. And natural intervention from using a quality whole leaf aloe vera plant, as in the people still do in the Caribbean, or quality products from Aloe Life, like Aloe Gold 4X, offers such natural intervention for skin and whole body health, including digestion, energy, skin health, and the extra benefit of human immunity factor. That's right, Ace Mannon, with lots of research and fast results. And brace yourself with the recent 2025 National Institute of Health.gov study, which found that the colon cancer spread 4 to 6 times faster, friends. If a patient was diagnosed having bowel disease, almost guarantees to be terminal. It truly made me cry, Josh. Yet this is my specialty, as you know, friends, and many people are totally unaware that they even have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Yet my studies parallel with Dr. Fasano, MD's work in 2003 that revealed 1,000 times greater number of people are actually living with Crohn's and celiac, advanced IBD in the U.S., even in children and adults, with symptoms including of poor digestion and heartburn, reflux, gallbladder issues, spastic colon, fatigue, anemia, liver and skin, plus failing health. And Aloe Life can be a true lifesaver and important for prevention, especially since most physicians, as you guys know, are not trained and even give out bad suggestions like eating oatmeal. I say no way. Oats are misbranded. It's very high in gluten, adding to IBS. Sounds a bit crazy, but true. And discard the gelatin capsules in your vitamins. Problematic.
Karen, do you think the increase in cancer, besides pollution, has to do with doctors, MDs, prescribing excessive antibiotics during COVID and even today?
You got it, Josh. Absolutely. Even though antibiotics can save lives, they do not build immunity or heal the gut. That takes good nutrition and good digestive support of quality protein and vitamins from many sources, plus aloe and probiotics too. And this very strong antibiotics they're using these days are not useful against most viruses or IBS, and wipes out the critical immunity in the small intestine, causing more problems, fast forwarding people into IBD. It's science of the mystical microbiome called BAC, butyric acid cycle, in the small intestine. It's one of the 5 immune pathways in the body designed to protect it from a microbial attack, even colon cancer, that requires friendly bacteria called probiotics, food fiber, not psyllium, and added quality aloe. Over 50 research papers, Josh, confirm a quality aloe, like Aloe Gold, speeds up this valuable fermentation cycle like a director to balance the over 130 inflammatory autoimmune diseases of today plaguing our people. I avoid antibiotics by replenishing the gut with a quality probiotic, milk-free, as in the very popular Fibermate by Aloe Life. It's another great shortcut back to healthier friends, and a partner with Aloe Gold Concentrate. A recent true story of an elderly woman I wanted to share, suffering her entire life. I first got off the oatmeal, started Fibermate for BAC support, and suggested just 1 to 2 tablespoons of Aloe Gold 4X, and she reported the best night's sleep in years, having severe IBS bloating and pain 24/7. I say that's winning, Josh, and Aloe Life, just a little does a whole lot. Aloe Life, and a coach, Sarah, who also works with Aloe Life products, she tests her clients' stools and blood, often very constipated as well, and it's awesome how quickly aloe returns to her clients that are facing total body shutdown in just days using any of the Aloe Life juice concentrates. Her favorite of the Advanced Stomach Plus concentrate along with Fibermate, with both getting the bowels to move. And even before the client's tests return, they are much better, with labs revealing hundreds of bad bacteria, not exaggerating, even pathogenic, plus viruses and fungus from eating poorly. It's so important, friends, to give the digestive system, TLC being the number 1 cancer system of the body, from mouth to anus, and Aloe Life products are gentle, supporting regularity, digestion, energy, and renewal of the gut with its 25 herbal actives. And every day, friends, I meet people with cancer. I don't want to laugh, but it's just crazy how many people are dealing with cancer, like a young delivery man, 35, a Gen Z, delivering products to Aloe Life, who had a cancer nightmare last year with testicular cancer. Fortunately, his doctor took a biopsy of villi in his small intestine before surgery, and that's much more reliable than blood tests, friends. They're often flawed. His test came back advanced bowel disease, IBD, and the delivery man, Josh, didn't have a clue he was even living with it. Poor digestion can be noisy and bloating, pain and even blood in the stool, or silently weakening the body with malabsorption, leaky gut, like he had, setting him up for cancer. Yet, mind you, even if he tried to eat good foods, you've got to heal the gut first. And research proves a quality aloe, known as the skin plant, like Aloe Gold 4X, is perfect for gut repair with just taking 1 to 2 ounces daily. Not overprocessed, testing #1 in aloe of all the hundreds of products on the market today. I'm bragging a little bit, but Aloe Life, it's concentrated to work fast, and it's 100% safe.
Our guest is Karen Masterson-Cook. Karen Masterson-Cook, the clinical nutritionist. Karen, what's the best time to take Aloe Gold?
Yes, such a good question. There's 6 choices of Aloe Life concentrates or tablets are best taken before meals or anytime throughout the day. Aloe Life, because with the yellow sap in the Aloe Gold, it still contains the herbal bitter that turns on the missing digestive juices to flow in the stomach like a light switch, improving digestion and immunity, often in 5 minutes to 45 days, and actually heals the tiny villi in the small intestine so you can absorb food, sometimes 1,000 times better and 100% safe.
Our guest is Karen Masterson-Cook with Aloe Life. Karen, here on Here's to Your Health, we offer safe, effective choices like Aloe Life Aloe Vera. Now, did the young man, the delivery man's doctor, give him a diet sheet?
Such a good question. No, Josh. The doctors didn't educate the young man because they don't understand IBS or the correct diet, and they resort to using cortisone, steroids, and sometimes chemotherapy that actually killed one of my good friends recently at 45. Chemo may help temporarily, and then it worsens the IBS, not addressing the cause of malabsorption, infection, slow healing, and painful inflammation with leaky gut. And the Gen Z man was so thankful to finally understand his diagnosis, and he went off with a diet from the aloelife.com website outlining the anti-inflammatory Mediterranean diet, avoiding complex sugars. It's like fast food for cancer. And he was happy again with a smile of hope on his face to enjoy life, heading to pick up Aloe Gold at the local health food store. And Josh, cancer occurrences in the whole body. It's #1, skin and lungs. Melanoma is soaring, breast and prostate, then colon, throat and liver now ticking up too. The body is crying out for rebuilding, detoxing, and cleansing impurities out of the bowels, liver, and lymphatics that allows for total renewal, friends, of the gut and body, growing younger. So many perks with Aloe Life products.
And Karen, why the 4X?
Oh, yes, Josh. Glad you asked. Each quart is equivalent to 4 quarts of quality aloe, with our chemists gently removing natural water 4 to 6 times. And it's really needed in this economy. Aloe Gold is the best buy, with 25 pounds of certified organic leaves per quart. Dose just 1 to 2 ounces. Even a capful improves the GI tract. And because the aloe is not overprocessed or overheated, it still contains the over 100 actives, 75% nutrition, and 25 herbal actives that act like the growth factor gibberellins that reversed your teen acne. Also, infection fighters and phenols, the herbal bitter for digestion, and 5 natural anti-inflammatory agents, plus the key immunity polysaccharide, ace-mannan, 15 times stronger than the closest competitor. That's responsible for increasing body immunity on to fight and protect with vitamins A, C, and E, especially taking more 3 to 4 ounces dose-dependent Pac-Man action kicks in against all microbials. And trust me, friends, it doesn't help you if it sits in the refrigerator. Aloe Gold 4X concentrate to the rescue.
Karen, what studies support the higher levels of vitamin E for healthy immunity?
Yes, Josh, vitamin E is very undersupplied in the toxic soup we all live in, and I first included it in my Total Health book 40 years ago while working in cancer with AIDS. UCSD in San Diego did a student study of adults taking 400 IU of E, not the low 22 of an E in a multi, and in just 30 days, 400 units increased immunity significantly by actually stimulating the bone marrow in the humans to produce more T and B cells, essential for long life. And second, the allo bioavailability, human studies showed what I saw in my patients. By adding a quality allo, it increased absorption of vitamin E, documented in 2 university studies into plasma of cells of vitamin E, 300% better. It equaled 1,200 IU. That's winning again, Josh. Just 2 months ago, I talked to a couple, the wife, Clementine, was diagnosed with leukemia, and her husband, Alan, asthma, lung issues. And I've worked with leukemia, and it's very common in children and unhealthy adults and relates to EMS, pollution, and a lack of protein and nutrition in the body. Yet AlloLife to the rescue within days. They could not believe just taking 1 ounce of AlloGold 4X with E liquid 400 IU increased their protein. They felt the AlloGold magic happening, Josh. They felt the energy, friends. And when I saw them, and 30 days later, they looked like newlyweds, hand in hand, yet past 70, smiling from ear to ear after a night out for dinner. And I say either remission or a longer quality life is definitely winning, Josh, with AlloLife. The answer to cancer is indeed health, friends, at any age, with AlloLife to the rescue.
Well, that's really important information. Our guest is Karen Masterson Cook, AlloLife. AlloLife known for their aloe, and AlloLife is really the premier aloe vera company here in the United States. And you can go to their website, www.allolife.com, for a complete line of products. And also, please use Health20, that's Health20, at checkout for radio discounts of 20% on any of the AlloLife 17 products, with an extra bundle, saving of 15%, including the detox bundle and the daily greens super saving. It equals a 50% discount at www.allolife.com. At checkout, use the code HEALTH20. Or if you have a question for Karen or her staff, please call 1-800-414-ALOE. That's 1-800-414-2563. For email orders, please email orders@allolife.com. And remember, please ask for these special healthy handouts, including a healthier weight and detox. And these are really very good savings to get started with AlloLife for the best buy. It's easy, and it's great saving for gifts, too. Remember that AlloLife products are available nationwide in over 2,200 natural food stores, including Fraser Farms, Clark's, Mother's, Natural Grocers, Lassen's, and they are online at VitaCost and at your friendly natural food store, really, in your neighborhood. And really, don't settle for less. Get the best. AlloLife. AlloLife, richest in the nutrients that make aloe vera a very important plant to help keep us healthy. Choose health today. Choose AlloLife for a healthier life for the whole family, including our pets. Satisfaction is guaranteed. That's 1-800-414-2563, 1-800-414-2563, or www.allolife.com. That's again 1-800-414-2563 or www.allolife.com. That's AlloLife. Karen, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Well, Josh and Fritz, thanks for having me again. And as Josh was saying, it's so important to live preventatively. Immunity doesn't come in a shot. You got to build it with health. Choose health today. Choose AlloLife for a healthier life. I love being a healthy senior, and you will too.
Our guest has been Karen Masterson Cook. Karen Masterson Cook, the founder of AlloLife. Karen Masterson Cook, a clinical nutritionist with over 40 years of experience. That's important because, years ago, people were very dismissive of the subject of wellness, which now enjoys really a mainstream status only because the scientific ideas had merit. So Karen Masterson Cook has a great track record in wellness. So for information at AlloLife, please call AlloLife at 1-800-414-2563. That's AlloLife, 1-800-414-2563, or www.allolife.com. www.allolife.com. AlloLife. This is Josh Lane. You're listening to Here's to Your Health. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back after these important messages.
Hi friends, Monica Brandt here for Aloe Life #1 in aloe vera. As a professional international athlete for over 30 years between track, ninja, and fitness, I want to remind you of daily exercise plus Aloe Life, my daily wake up to look and feel your best. Aloe Life products boosted victory for me in 2016, winning first place World's European Union figure. See AloeLife.com athletes. Plus, workouts are easier too with Aloe Life products for digestion, energy, and stamina for success, or even dropping weight. It's so easy, friends, to choose a winning team. Aloe Gold or Detox Plus with certified organic daily green superfoods by Aloe Life. Be your own best athlete with Aloe Life products that work fast. AloeLife.com or 1-800-414-ALOE. Choose Aloe Life today, friends. I'm glad I did. This is Monica Brandt, Fitness Olympia champion and fan of Aloe Life for over 10 years. Aloe Life since 1991.
Have you had your Carlson Norwegian fish oil today? Decades ago, scientists discovered why Greenland Eskimos maintain healthy hearts despite their high-fat diets. The high level of omega-3 oils in their seafood diet protected their hearts. Carlson Norwegian fish oil provides those important omega-3 oils. The same omega-3s from cold water fish support maximum brain power, immune strength, joint comfort, and our vision too. Carlson, the very finest fish oil, is a valuable source of the important omega-3s, EPA and DHA. Each teaspoon provides a full 1,600 milligrams of omega-3s. And its purity is guaranteed. Try it on salads and popcorn. It tastes like lemon, not fishy. Ask for Carlson, the very finest fish oil, at finer health food stores today.
The latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Daryl Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Daryl Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
Many of the artist interviews for the latest from the greatest have been captured on audio book. There is a Volume 1 and Volume 2. Great information and conversations with people in the industry and people surrounded by the industry, and of course the rock stars themselves.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne. And I said Wayne Insane.
You can find it on Amazon or Blackstone Audio. Search for the latest from the greatest from Daryl Wayne, DARRELLWAYNE.
Hello, this is Weird Al Yankovic, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne, aren't you?
Welcome to this edition of Here's to Your Health. I'm your host, Josh Lane. As herbal teas and the use of medicinal mushrooms has become more and more popular, people recognize the benefits. I thought we should discuss the use of medicinal mushrooms and herbal teas, as really so many of us have decided that we just enjoy the taste and how good we feel on them, and the enormous food value that we find in mushrooms and in herbal teas. And our guest is Lauren Kay. Lauren Kay is an herbalist, a nature photographer, and Lauren Kay is the founder of Sea Soil Sky, and Sea Soil Sky offers herbal teas and mushroom tea blends, and also drink mixes. Lauren actually has a long history in wellness and grew up, I guess her parents taught her gathering wild foods, making herbal teas, herbal medicines, and Lauren Kay has studied with both clinical herbalists, mycologists, people who study mushrooms, I guess, and wild food experts. Lauren, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah, very happy to have you on. And I really, frankly, I'm using a lot of mushroom products myself. I wasn't using them 10 years ago. I knew of them but never used them. But now all of a sudden, like everyone else, I'm using them and I find that I enjoy the effect. I like the taste. And I think, wow, I was maybe late to the game on those, but I really found they're beneficial. So what was it that made you begin the company Sea, Soil, and Sky, offering herbal teas and mushroom blends?
Yeah, great to hear you're using mushroom products. I always say Eat more mushrooms. That's really the goal here, or drink more mushrooms and herbs. Like you mentioned, I grew up gathering wild foods with my family, and especially when it came to wild mushrooms, my older brother was a mentor, and I naturally adopted herbal medicine into my life. And I'm very fortunate to have studied under some amazing healers, had mentorships, and then seen and experienced a lot of healing along the way. I myself had an impactful healing journey when I implemented a couple of particular herbs as well as lifestyle practices. And that was really the inspiration behind taking the deep dive and studying more formally and getting a really well-rounded education in herbs for the body, as well as medicine making, nutrition, etc. So one of the key things that I also learned is that 80% of patterns of imbalance in the body or lack of wellness can be treated with foods and herbs. So to answer your question, really, the inspiration came from a place of passion and experience and education in the field before I decided to start the business. I truly want to share knowledge and make it easier for people to incorporate functional urban mushroom beverages and foods in their daily routine.
Right. That sounds very good. Our guest is Lauren Kay. Lauren Kay is an herbalist, a nature photographer, and the founder of Sea Soil Sky, which offers herbal and mushroom tea blends. So, Lauren, so your mom and dad were into it, so you've been doing this really since you're a tiny tot, is that it?
Yeah, yep. Wild foods was part of our life growing up. So mushrooms, berries, fiddlehead ferns, things like that. We were in the woods of the Midwest, and yeah, like I said, my brother was a great mentor, especially when it came to the wild mushrooms.
So really, so you're very relaxed with that. So literally, when you say an 8-year-old girl or a 10-year-old girl, you were out there gathering mushrooms and getting a sense of, what was going on in the forest and the fields.
Yeah, absolutely. And having that personal experience, meeting the plants and meeting the mushrooms in the wild really helps bring it home and helps you really incorporate it into your daily life because you've seen them, you see them in their natural ecosystem and how they grow and have a healthy respect as well. There's a lot of safety precautions to be had. And yeah, it triggers that empowerment and innate ability to take care of ourselves too when we're out there being hands-on.
Right. No, actually, it does sound very exciting. And so you were in the Midwest, and may I ask, what kind of mushrooms did you and your brother discover that what grows in the Midwest that, it maybe is just located there, or is it national? So what kind of mushrooms did you actually find in the wild?
Well, we focused a lot in those days on the choice edible mushrooms. So, of course, your chanterelles, oysters, lion's mane, chicken of the woods, hen of the woods, maitake, those kind of varieties. And then when I started stepping more into the herbal medicine and mushroom medicine area, I would, focus more on the polypore type mushrooms, which aren't necessarily a choice edible, but they can be utilized in different food applications and tea applications to get the wellness benefits. They're a bit more fibrous. They're hardy. They're like a conch or I guess a more woody mushroom to describe them. So, anyways, it's yeah. And then from there are a lot of varieties and a lot of good ones out here on the California coast as well, and similar ones.
Wow. For those who are just tuning into the show, our guest is Lauren Kay. Lauren Kay is an herbalist, also nature photographer, and the founder of Sea Soil Sky, which offers herbal tea and mushroom tea blends and also drink mixes. So, Lauren, you just mentioned all those fantastic mushrooms. So you mean to tell me you and your brother would go out and they were just out in nature on the side of trees or on the side of mountains, or I guess not too many mountains in the Midwest, but, so you would literally find them. Is that it?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Some mushrooms prefer to grow on hardwood, so varieties like lion's mane you will find on the tree, and then other mushrooms are mycorrhizal, like morels and chanterelles, so you'll find them on the ground. Yeah, so each one, you know your trees, you can kind of know which ecosystems they like, and it's really about a treasure hunt and spending time in the wild too, yeah. Being out in the woods, outdoors in nature is powerful medicine as well, even if you don't find a mushroom.
Wow, that sounds like fun. Our guest is Lauren Kay, the herbalist. Lauren Kay, the founder of Sea, Soil, Sky, the herbal tea company. Lauren, so literally you and your brother go out and you would come home with pounds of mushrooms? Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah, depending on the day, if we got lucky, absolutely. And there's certain spots you can revisit each year, and you can, harvest the same varieties. So yeah, and that's more of my pastime activity, what I like to do for fun and how I nourish my family.
Wow, that sounds just fantastic. Our guest is Lauren Kay, the herbalist and the founder of Sea, Soil, Sky, the herbal tea company. So let me ask you about your wild brew, which, I think must have a great taste, because don't you have in that roasted dandelion and roasted chicory, which are two fantastic tasting herbal products that I think became popular in New Orleans, if I could be wrong on that. But do you use a lot of those in your beverages?
Yeah, so absolutely. My wild brew is made up of functional ingredients, like you mentioned. There's roasted dandelion root in there, burdock root, maca, mucuna, all kinds of adaptogenic herbs and mushrooms as well. I'm actually drinking it right now. And the functional mushrooms that I use in there, I actually get organically cultivated, and they are mushroom extracts. And to go into that a little bit with brevity, basically, the cell wall of a mushroom has this component called chitin in it, which is very indigestible. So to make the mushroom powders more bioavailable so that we can actually get the active compounds that we're looking for, the mushroom is basically pre-cooked. So basically, you're putting the mushroom into steam or hot water, and you're softening that cell wall so that we can absorb the beneficial compounds. And certain mushrooms are also dual extracted. So varieties like lion's mane and reishi, I do a dual extract. So that means that it's heat and water extracted as well as alcohol extracted. And then that way, that makes the well-rounded compounds within the mushroom bioavailable so that we can absorb them. So that is just a brief example of what that means when you see extract on a label.
Okay.
I also utilize the 100% fruiting body of the mushroom. There's no starches or substrates or fillers. It is just the true, pure, bioavailable form of that ingredient. So.
Okay, our guest is Lauren Kay, the herbalist and the founder of Sea, Soil, Sky, offering herbal tea and mushroom blend teas and also drink mixes. Lauren, so in your opinion, it's from a safety perspective and a digestibility perspective, you feel the mushrooms are best or most properly used steamed or baked rather than raw, or am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, yep, you're going to want to cook your mushrooms before you consume them, absolutely.
Okay, all righty. And so the wild brew, are you very proud of that? Is that your premier tea?
Yes, I'm very proud of it. It's truly meant to support all of our body systems and be something that is a great alternative to coffee, or in addition to coffee as well. There's no caffeine. It's all supportive, functional ingredients that truly, brings harmony in the digestive system. Its ingredients are traditionally used for mood and focus, as well as immune support. So a lot of angles are reached there, and it's a really delicious, rich, toasty beverage that I enjoy daily, absolutely. Another unique blend that I do a lot of fungi chai. So that's a, spiced tea. And those are really fun. I incorporate, of course, the chai spices like cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, allspice, clove, that type of thing. And then I blend that with functional mushrooms as well as mushroom extracts and some additional herbs in there. So my orb weaver, for instance, is for energy and focus. So you have lion's mane mushroom and cordyceps mushroom and the extracts, as well as Cotinopsis root, which is great for ATP production. And alternatively, I've got an ent draft, which is more of those adaptogenic roots and digestive roots in there, along with the spices and chaga and reishi mushroom. So each one has its own superpower, and they're really delightful to drink as well.
All righty. And Lauren, how can listeners of Here's to Your Health contact you directly and go to your company site, Sea, Soil, Sky, and purchase these remarkable herbal tea beverages with these important medicinal mushrooms?
Yeah, absolutely. My website is the easiest way. That's seasoilskybotanicals.com. So that's seasoilsky, SEASOILSKY, botanicals.com. And you can contact me via the website. You can search through the website. There's lots of great information there, photos. You can see the blends as well as additional information and recipes.
All right. And so now on the wild brew, for example, so we drink that as a hot beverage, and how much of it do I use?
1 to 1.5 teaspoons per 8 ounces of water is the suggestion, and you're getting an adequate dose of mushrooms as well as the other supportive herbs. And really, that's just to taste, depending on how robust or not you want it. So. And
the wild brew, you suggested like with a meal. I mean, for example, let's say you bring friends over the house who really don't know the subject the way you do, and you suggest the beverage to them. Is it something that they have with dinner? I mean, what's the best way to use it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely listen to your body and how sensitive you are, to dandelion root or other ingredients. But I think always with a meal is a great way to enjoy it. And it also is a nice complement to the food. There's a good umami flavor that is included in it. And yes, I think with food or without, just, listen to your body and ask your guests what they prefer.
All righty. Our guest is Lauren Kay, the herbalist, the founder of Sea, Soil, Sky, offering herb and mushroom tea blends. Lauren, now, what's the best way to store your tea blends?
Well, I always say, store them, out of direct light, not too in a warm area in your house, so a cupboard is fine, but also you can keep them in the fridge and that will extend the shelf life. They are all shelf stable, but it's up to you to where you choose to store it. Now, I always say, I hope you're using it often enough to where, it's not sitting on your shelf or in your fridge for very long, because they're meant to be utilized and incorporated into your daily wellness routine.
Our guest is the herbalist Lauren Kay, the founder of Sea, Soil, Sky, offering herb and mushroom tea blends. So, Lauren, in the refrigerator, can I keep your tea blends for a year?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's great. Our guest is Lauren Kay. Lauren, once again, give us the contact information so we can purchase the Sea, Soil, Sky, herbal and mushroom tea blends directly from you.
Yes, my website is seasoilskybotanicals.com. That's seasoilsky, SEASOILSKY, botanicals.com.
All righty. And so these come really in bulk. In other words, we spoon them out and we put them in the teacup, or do we put them in a teapot and then pour them into the teacup?
You know what? It's up to you. I do have brew instructions on the website as well as on the packaging. So the most commonly way to brew it is on there, as well as some alternatives. Some people like to use a tea press. Some people have their more ritualistic brewing practices where they may, sift it with a whisk. Some people put it in a blender. I mean, there's lots of ways, but truly it's about making it easy. You steep the herbs based on the suggested brew instructions, and then you strain it out and drink it. And with the powders, I always say there's benefits in the sediment. So, it's a finely powdered drink mix, so you hardly tell it's there, but no need to strain those. You can just drink it right down. So.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's very helpful. Our guest has been Lauren Kay, the herbalist, nature photographer, and the founder of Sea, Soil, Sky, offering herb and mushroom tea blends and drink mixes. Lauren, once again, give us your contact information, please.
Yes, our website is seasoilskybotanicals.com. That's seasoilsky, spelled SEASOILSKY, botanicals.com.
And so we order them directly from your website, and you ship them directly to us.
Exactly.
That sounds fantastic. There's a great conversation with Lauren Kay, the herbalist and the founder of Sea, Soil, Sky, offering herb and mushroom tea blends. This is Josh Lane. You're listening to Here's to Your Health. We're going to take a short break, and we will be right back after these important messages.
Medical scientists worldwide are encouraging people to eat more fish. Most American diets are low in cold water fish that are abundant in important omega-3 oils. DHA and EPA are the vital components of fish oil that provide healthy benefits. Not only are they crucial for brain and vision development, they're very important for cardiovascular health. Carlson, America's leading Norwegian fish oil brand, specializes in both great-tasting soft gels that are easy to swallow and fish oil liquids that don't taste fishy. That's right, Carlson provides the most extensive line of fish oils to meet all your needs. You can take Carlson fish oils with confidence, for Carlson fish oils are tested for purity, potency, and freshness. Ask for Carlson Norwegian fish oils today. That's right, ask for Carlson Norwegian fish oils today.
Here's to your health. This is Calico Cooper, Alice Cooper's daughter. Australia?
Yes, I am all the way in Sydney.
And what day is it?
I am...
where? First of all, you're in Australia?
Yes, I am all the way in Sydney.
And what day is it?
I am from the future.
I understand. You're calling me from the future, I believe.
I am. You know what? It's pretty tight. Tomorrow is a good day.
Well, good. Looking forward to it.
And from what I hear, it's winter in Australia.
Yes, because she's upside down. You're hanging upside down like a bat or something.
I know. I'm so goth. I even hang out in upside down cities.
That's right. And wear very dark clothing with a big wingy kind of thing, sort of the anti-Stevie Nicks.
That's right, exactly. I'm so goth I poop bats.
That's very good. Bat guano was a very important part of my growing up. So it's like a Thursday sometime?
Yeah, it's like Thursday at about 11:30 in the morning.
Okay, so it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
Now, is Australian lunch different than U.S. lunch? I mean, do they
I ate kangaroo. I ate it yesterday, and I admit it. And you know what? I'm not sorry.
And it was good, I would imagine. Was it like a kangaroo fajitas or something?
It was even worse. It was like they just put it on the pasta just to be like, just to say I ate kangaroo. So I ordered this like big linguine dish, and they go, well, that comes with, we've got clams, we've got chicken, we've got roux. I was like, did you just say roux?
Yeah, roux.
And they're like, yes, we've got
And they're not talking
roux.
about a little mixture of flour and butter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, hook it up. So, it tasted just like, God, I don't know.
Like
it was
kangaroo.
gamey, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. But it keeps hopping back on you.
Exactly. To not, overdo the puns, I had a bounce in my step.
I can certainly understand that. As a matter of introduction, we are talking to Calico Cooper, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Cooper of Scottsdale.
You make them sound like this erudite couple, like Mr. and Mrs.
Cooper of
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, right? It's like Father Knows Best. It's the neighbors next door, I would imagine.
Yeah, the neighbors next door with a bunch of hatchets at their house.
Yeah. So I guess let me start with the basics in terms of what was it like growing up Cooper, and when in your childhood did you realize what Dad did for a living was a little different than what the other neighborhood kids' parents did?
Well, I really did grow up on a tour bus. So when that's your basis of reality, you know what I mean? You don't really realize or even think to question that other people's families don't do that or wouldn't see that as, something extraordinary. Because, my friend's dad is a fireman and my other friend's dad is a car salesman. It's just, that's what dads do. They all have jobs and that's neat.
And bringing that into
go ahead.
I was going to say, bringing that back into reality has to be a little strange. Have you experienced family jewels at this point? Have you seen the show, the Gene Simmons program?
I have.
And to see little Nick at 3 years old being led around by the hand by Gene Simmons in full demon costume. right?
We had to do the same thing. We had to, obviously my dad gets killed on stage. And so when I was a kid, they had to walk us, show us how all of the magic tricks worked. So I wasn't out in the audience, going, oh my God!
Right.
So freaking out.
So they had to sort of dispel the illusion part for you just a little bit.
Yeah, I got up there and I'm 4 years old and they hung me and everything was tight, so we went on with life.
I understand. And your mother was part of the stage show at some point?
Yes, initially she was the original dancer. There was 4 of them, and out of 3,000 girls, she got chosen. And what's funny is she was 18, so they she gets on tour. She doesn't even know who Alice Cooper is. She thinks it's a folk singer.
Right.
And and so they get married, and then I come along, and it just kind of meant to be. And then when I was about 16, my dad says, hey, I'm thinking about putting the old theatrical show back together, because they were just doing kind of like bare bones, just rock and roll straight ahead thing.
Yeah, I've seen both versions. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And so he goes, how would you feel about kind of reprising mom's role doing the ballet? Because at the time I was in like a really professional ballet academy and very strict and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I was kind of the Ferris Bueller of the ballet academy, because they were just like, Cooper, because I was constantly dorking around there.
Getting called out.
And they were going, you're too good to be acting like such an idiot. And I go, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Acting like an idiot comes kind of naturally to some of us.
It's in my veins. And so, long story short, he hired me, and I started off the tour at 16, and it was really cool. And that's what I'm doing here in Australia. We just put together this brand new show that is ridiculously amazing.
So doing the math, that was like 13, 14 years ago.
Yes.
Doing the math. And
doing the math. I see these bands, like, these newer bands that are coming out and everything. They're like, yeah, we paid our dues and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I've been on tour longer than you even knew what the word band was, okay?
It was sort of interesting. 2 or 3 years ago, I was at a KISS concert. And Paul Stanley said that if you paid your money to go see a show and a man sat on a stool in a pair of torn jeans and plays the guitar, you got ripped off.
You way got ripped off.
And I have seen, obviously, you and your father play the Ventura Theater here in my hometown at the moment. And you guys are the only people that show up with 2 semis outside the theater and just load the place up. That was when you were doing the Britney Spears thing.
Oh, wow. That was a while ago. Yeah, it's...
that was probably 4 years ago, I'm going to guess. 3 or 4 years ago.
We kind of have the motto, go big or go home. And we definitely bring it every time. And it's great, because I can't imagine playing a set every night that was like, and next we'd like to sing for you, blah, blah, blah. We hope you enjoy it. We want to grab the audience by the cojones and just be like, come here, and just rock it.
And the other time that I saw you guys was last year at the Orleans in Vegas, which was a great show, but there was a lot more of your professional balletism involved in that. It was a lot more choreography, and it was a lot more... what I would call, rather than theatrics, there was more some intense, serious ballet performance in there, like some of the fantasy segments and things like that, and that was really cool.
Well, thank you very much. We try every year to make things a little different and bigger and better, but I gotta tell you, I cannot wait for you to see the show. We had this Broadway director come in, Rob Roth, and he directed like Beauty and the Beast on Broadway. I mean, these big, huge, like Lestat on Broadway, these big, huge productions, and we all show up in Indiana, and we have 2 weeks at this casino in this big ballroom to put this show together, and we walk in, and it was like I walked into something like a marriage of Nightmare Before Christmas and like Interview with the Vampire. I was like, what is this?
See, just to jump in for a second, okay, I went to your MySpace and I saw the pictures of the angle grinder and the I'll let you tell that one. I'm just going to jump out. I just think we need to address that. It's very important.
Yeah,
But this is more like this is Tim Burton meets Tommy Toon somehow.
Oh,
right?
it gets better.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get to the angle grinder.
So yeah, the show is incredible, and we're doing. Usually we kill him once a show, maybe.
Yeah.
He dies 5 times, and
Perfect.
The whole thing is like an opera. It's put together like an old opera where each death makes sense as to where he's going next, and the show is broken up into acts.
Wow.
So I mean, it's really incredible, and it makes sense where he goes from delinquent Alice to hell to vengeance Alice back to this, that, and it's really, really cool. And I'm doing a lot of film and TV and stuff, so I was like, you know what? I need a double. I need somebody that's going to learn the show. Yeah, it's going to learn the show, and in case I got to jump and go do a film or whatever, I don't leave these guys in a lurch, because without this particular character, nothing works.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have somebody. So I bring in my friend Tiffany Lau, and we learn the show together, and she goes, hey, I've got a great idea. And I go, yeah? She goes, she works for this band called the Genitorchers. And she says, I just learned how to angle grind. And I said, well, what is that? And she goes,
sounds like something that would be involved with a pole, but that's just me.
It's not far.
Yeah, okay.
To me, it sounded like, something you do on a skateboard. I was like, sweet, dude, I'm into it.
Yeah.
So she goes, here's what you do. She goes, you put on this metal chastity belt, and you take an angle grinder, which is basically a huge metal spinning saw.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, and you smash it down on the metal, and sparks fly. And I went, yeah.
Okay. There's some ways to shoot sparks, and then there's other ways. And that
there's
sounds,
other ways.
yeah.
And so, when we brought the idea to my dad, we basically just said, all right, look, we want to do this angle grinding thing. We both can do it. Sparks shoot everywhere. We don't need a fire marshal. Blah, blah, blah. Where do you want to put it?
You need a permit. I can just see bringing in the fire marshal and say, I'm going to show you a little something, and I want you to sign this thing at the end saying it's okay.
Oh, but here's what makes it worse, is that we were trying to decide where in the show it fit in, and we're doing the song Nurse Rosetta.
Yeah.
So Rosetta pushes him out in a wheelchair, right? And he's in, his hospital gown, whatever, and she turns him around so he can't see her, rips her dress off, and underneath her dress she's got this big pink frilly bra and underwear and a metal chastity belt, and he can't see her, and she's just going, ah, and sparks are flying off her crotch.
I'm liking it. I'm
liking
it a lot.
Family.
Yeah, exactly.
The first show, I was laughing so hard that I couldn't look at the audience, because just the irony and the hilarity that my father's in a wheelchair, I'm shooting sparks off my crotch and laughing like a maniac. I was like, what is this?
We've been listening to an interview with Calico Cooper, Alice Cooper's daughter.
Friends, say goodbye to rough, dry, and troubled skin. Even acne scars fade with AlloLife Skin Gel by AlloLife, not over-processed. So look for the dark yellow color, like the ancients wrote about, that gets to work fast in 5 minutes to 45 days. Skin Gel for more beautiful skin by AlloLife. Call 800-414-ALOE. That's 800-414-ALLO. An A-plus Better Business Bureau company. Skin Gel available at Whole Foods, Clark's, Natural Grocers, other quality stores, plus allolife.com. 800-414-ALLO. That's 800-414-ALOE. AlloLife, aloe vera. For you, 800-414-ALLO. Do something good for yourself. Zoom into the new year. Leaders in health products since 1991. AlloLife, for a healthier life.
Thank you for listening to the show. If you have suggestions for guests or topics you would like to hear, please email me at joshlane.wellness@gmail.com. That's joshlane.wellness@gmail.com. JOSHLANE wellness@gmail.com. On behalf of the cast and crew, I would like to wish you a healthy and safe good evening.